Welcome to Code with Lou. Today we are going to be performing a very simple task. We're going to be using JavaScript to generate numbers from 10 to 15, random numbers from 10 to 15. So here in my screen, I have a Visual Studio Code, which is the text editor of my choice. I have the Chrome browser open by my left here. So let's get started. The first thing for us to do is to create a HTML document. Why do you want to create HTML document? Because we want to be displaying the output of our result for this particular project. So the first thing to do is to head on to this place, and you're gonna see new file is asking you to create a new file. So if you click it, and the next thing is requesting you to type in the name of the file. Here we are going to call it index.html file. Then you click enter, then you close it. So the next step is for us to generate a simple HTML structure or a simple HTML boilerplate. A simple HTML boilerplate, how do you generate that? Is to shift, exclamation, then you click enter. So this is how to generate a simple HTML boilerplate. Then you format it, and you're gonna format your, it's now looking very nice. So the next thing for us to do is to change the name, the title of this document. Let's change it to what we are going to be working on today: generate random numbers from 10 to 15. So I think here it should be E. So generate random numbers, and let's give the title, let's give a heading to this. H1, let's call it, let's copy this, copy it, and if you copy it, you're going to place it here. And the next step is for us to include our script tag. The script tag is where we are going to be writing our JavaScript. Here we're not expected to use an external JavaScript file because this is a very simple project. So now let's use our inline script, and you can see, you click enter. This is where we're going to be writing down all the JavaScript functions we will be using for this particular project. So the next thing is for us to display this page in our browser. I have an extension called Live Server installed. If you don't have it, you can go to your extension here, type Live Server, and then you install it. So if I right click, you're going to see here open with Live Server. If I click it, then automatically it opens, in my Chrome browser here. As you can see, generate random numbers from 10 to 15. Now, the essence of this live server is to help you anytime you make changes in your file, it automatically gets updated in the browser. For example, if I say generate numbers 10 to 16, so you see it's automatically what gets updated. So but here we are talking about numbers from 10 to 15. So now to get started, we are going to be explaining the JavaScript functions or methods we'll be using for this particular project. So the first one we'll be using here is called Math.floor. Math.floor. I'm gonna format my, So what is Math.floor? Math.floor basically is a math method in JavaScript that is used to round down values within the parentheses to the nearest integer. So let's create an expression. Let's create a variable called val equal to math.floor. Now let's say you want to round down values like 8.5 to the nearest integer. So let's also console out so as to be able to see the result of what we are doing. So I call here, console out var. So you go to our browser, then you inspect. When you inspect, head on to your console, you can see 8. So now with the use of math.floor, we are able to now have a single value excluding the decimal part. So that is the essence of the math.floor method. It's going to flow down whatever value is placed within the floor function. Now the next method we are going to be talking about is Math.random. Now, Math.random generates random numbers with 0 inclusive, random numbers from 0 to 1 with 1 exclusive, excluding 1. Mark these terms: 0 is inclusive and 1 exclusive. So we are going to, these two terms are going to be very important when we be generating, range of values within this, within 10 and 15. So now let's create a variable called random equal to math.random, and then it has no argument. So let's console out here. Let's say random is random. So you can see here we have 0.77. It will never give you 1. We have 0.74, 0.869. So these are the values we have that math.random generates for us. So now, in order for us to achieve this task we have today, I'm going to be using set time interval, so that at every second it will be displaying different values. So I'm going to have a callback function here. I'm making use of an arrow function. So for every second, that is 1000 milliseconds, I want to display. So the first thing to do here is to write down our math.floor. Now, why should we write down math.floor first? Remember that the values of math.random are floating values. They are values with decimal points. And we don't want our values to be in decimal points. That's why we are going to be wrapping the output of the math.random inside of the math.floor. So we are going to have here math.random. Then we want our highest number to be 15. Now remember, when I was explaining math.random for you, I told you 0 is what is inclusive and 1 exclusive. Now I want to generate range of values where 15 is the highest. So I'm going to be multiplying this by this particular expression, 16 minus 10 by this. So I'm multiplying the value, the output of this, with this. Now 16 minus 10 is going to give me what? 6. Now recall, 1 is what? Exclusive. So if 1 is exclusive, the highest value the math.random is expected to give us is 0.99999. And 0.9 times 6 is going to give you what? 0.5. It's going to give you 5 point something rather. So 0.9 times 6 is 5.4. It's going to give you 5.4. So the highest value we're going to have here is in the range of 5 point something. Highest is 5.9. So it's going to give you 5.999999. Now, because our values should not contain decimal points, so even if you have 5.999, with the use of floor, it's going to remove that 0.9, and we're going to be having what? 5. So after that, how do we now get values? 5.4 is not within the range of 10 and 15. So in order to get 15.4, we are going to add again the lowest number in the rank of this particular range. So in this range, the highest number is 15 and the lowest number is 10. So I'm going to add 10 here. So yeah, we are done. So the next thing is to console out the output of what, to console out what we have done. And yeah, I'm gonna copy this, cut it, and place it inside this place. So as you can see on the screen, it's now displaying the first one: 11, 10, 15, 12 4 times, 11, 15, 13, 14, 11, 12. So you can see we are now generating random numbers from 10 to 15. Now the simple logic here is, if you want to generate random numbers, for example, from 15 to 20, and then you want 20 to be exclusive. So here you are going to be having something like this, 20, and then the least number is what, 15. Remember, you want to generate from 15 to 20, and you want 20 to be what, exclusive. So plus the lowest number in the rank, 15. So the highest number we are going to have here is what, 19. So you see 19, 2 times 18, 15, 18, you have 19. So you're not going to have something like 20 here. Then you have, yeah, it's been displayed. So if you want to have 20 inclusive, you're going to be having 21 here instead of 20. So you have 21 minus 15 plus 15. So you have 20, 18, 15. So I believe you must have learned a lot. So this is how to use JavaScript math method to be able to generate random numbers from 10 to 15. You can also extend this to practicing at home to any range of values you want to generate. And the main thing is you have seen how it works. So thank you for watching. Ensure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, share our videos, and do well to like.